Up next, I thought you're supposed to look like you're ready to get in the Hall of Fame. You're like you're ready to take on the Olympics again. And in Karen Stemmle's case, a little different. She looks like she could kick ass again tomorrow. Of course, the party bus is out there. I don't know whichever one of them they are, and they were a tandem always. But you think about Nancy Green and Karen Lee Gardner, and of course the great lineage there, and then also the great family, the Stemmle family, as far as that goes, a big name in skiing as we talk about it. So let's hear from our fourth inductee.
Karen Stemmle could ski as soon as she could walk and was competing by the age of 5. Born January 27, 1964, she spent much of her childhood on the slopes with her ski patrol instructor parents. Inspired by high jumper Greg Joy's 1976 silver medal performance in Montreal, her Olympic dream was born. While attending Aurora High School, Karen participated in figure skating competitions at the provincial level. At 17, she put aside her skates to focus on alpine downhill ski racing. In 1982, Karen, new to the downhill racing scene, finished 4th at the Canadian Championships in Lake Louise, where she was also awarded Junior Canadian Champion.
Well, Karen Stemmle was an amazing skier. She was far gutsier than I ever was. Karen really embraced downhill racing in a big way. She loved to go fast. She loved the challenge. She loved the airtime. So for Karen, I would admire the fact that she came up, very quickly in the junior ranks to become one of Canada's best downhill skiers at a very young age. So it was really inspiring to see her go.
The Canadian Alpine Ski Team invited Karen to join them on the World Cup ski circuit, and within a year, she finished 6th at the World Cup race in Mont-Tremblant, Quebec. The Olympic dream was within her grasp. She was greatly inspired by legends Nancy Green and Laurie Graham. In 1984, a 4th-place World Cup downhill finish in Verbier, Switzerland, qualified Karen for the Canadian Olympic team, and she went on to march in the opening ceremonies at the 1984 Winter Olympics in Sarajevo. Karen was awarded one of 4 Canadian spots to compete and finished 21st in the race.
I think Karen's biggest strength as a skier was how hard she worked. I always admired how she could go to the gym and work her tail off and then go on the ski hill and train, and where I would just kind of kick back and relax and not really have that work ethic as she did. So I really appreciated how hard she worked to be the best she could be.
With her natural talent for downhill racing, paired with her self-discipline, her love for the sport, and her determination to overcome challenges, this self-proclaimed adrenaline junkie left her mark on the ski hills, reaching speeds of up to 140 kilometers per hour. With the support of her parents, brother, and teammates, and her zest for life, she proudly represented Aurora and Canada for 5 years on the World Cup circuit and had numerous top 5 finishes. Her ski training took her all over the world, including Chile, Argentina, Japan, New Zealand, and Europe.
My parents were both ski patrol when they started skiing, and then they were ski instructors. And ironically, my dad never gave my sister and I one tip, but he would always be there at the sideline supporting us or side slipping, make sure the course was smooth, or carrying our jackets down or something. My parents were always there witnessing it and cheering us on, but never ever did they give us any tips about how to do it any better.
Since retiring in 1988, she has continued to make a valued contribution to her most loved sport by coaching at the Georgian Peaks Club in Collingwood, where she first learned to ski with her parents, and on other ski resorts across the country, dedicated to helping skiers improve their confidence, skills, and techniques. Lisa Savajarvi and Karen Stemmle have been lifelong friends. Their fathers shared a birthday and flew to Sarajevo in the former Yugoslavia with the help of CTV to watch their daughters compete in their first Olympics. Years later, Karen and Lisa started and built a company called Ski Escape and ran it together for over 15 years, organizing adult and corporate ski events from Whistler to Newfoundland. Karen met her husband, Julian Brandon, the summer of 1998 at teammate Lisa Savage-Jarvie's cottage on Lake Muskoka. It turned out that Julian was renting a cottage on Lake Rosso with some of Karen's ski friends from Collingwood. They were married in 2002 and have 3 children. Karen is a motivational speaker, fundraiser, and volunteer whose talent and hard work have inspired many others. In 2006, she was named the co-recipient of the Rob Thompson Memorial Award for her dedication to the Danny Gallivan golf event and her continued fundraising for cystic fibrosis.
Congratulations, Karen, on being inducted into the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame. Now your pretty picture will be right beside my ugly mug, so that will help our family out a lot. Congratulations.
Karen, congratulations on your Aurora Sports Hall of Fame recognition. You deserve it, girlfriend.
And now, we are proud to welcome athlete Karen Stemmle as a member of the 2016 class of inductees to the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame.
Hey, Karen, I want to call up presenting sponsor Samantha Gowda Singh from State Farm to the stage.
Yeah, our dads were hanging out with Lauren Green the whole time at the Olympics.
Move a little over and get 2 of you get tight for the pictures. Move this way, this way.
Oh my God. Talk amongst yourselves.
Which one?
Thanks for shaving tonight, by the way, Brian. Thank you, and good evening. Thank you. I have to thank Gord for being here tonight. You know, I thought Duthie was funny, but you're hilarious. So thanks for coming. Thanks for emceeing tonight. It's very honoring and humble. I'm very humbled and honored to be here. Murph, when you spoke, the words just resonated with me. And I think it's very interesting that the nominees all have something to do with ice. With Sheldon Galbraith, my brother and I used to figure skate. I just joined a women's 4-on-4 hockey league. Okay, hockey is way harder than it looks on TV, I'm just saying. My friend Natasha's here. We just started playing hockey, and we ski raced on ice. So I think it's a really great group. So congratulations to all my fellow nominees. Thanks, Joe. The Aurora Sports Hall of Fame people, I've been in contact with them. Melanie, Laura, Nancy, Ron Reese, we got to meet. It's just an amazing group of people who have done so much work to make this happen, and I just feel so honored to be a part of it. I was at the Activate Aurora Award evening or afternoon to get Aurora moving, and it's just so great to be back in Aurora, and I feel so proud to be from here. I thought it was interesting that here we are on November 2nd. I'm the second female to be inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame. Only second. We need more. We need more women. And of course, the second Stemmle. It's funny tonight. We were talking to my brother about when he was inducted, and he said, "Yeah, I had one other person with me here on the night of my induction. I have 3 tables of 10. Stemmle's in the house right here, loving my friends and family." You need some more friends, Brian, just saying. My mom and dad actually met skiing. It was their first date. My dad taught my mom how to ski. And again, as many people have mentioned, the reason they're here is because of their parents. And because of that first date, when my dad taught my mom how to ski, they were 19 and 21 up in Huntsville. This is why Brian and I are here. So cute, isn't it? I know. They were married 49 years before they passed away. Of course, they weren't able to be here 6 years ago. My mom passed away, and 2.5 years ago, my dad passed away. They had this rock star bus that they would take down to Florida. And when I found out months ago that I was being inducted and I knew my parents couldn't be here, I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm going to get their bus back. So I spoke to the gentleman that bought my parents' bus, and if you see the Rockstar bus that's parked out in front, that is my parents' Spirit in there, and my friends came up and had seen it. Thinking about Aurora. So again, I'm getting inducted into the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame. Boom, all these memories of growing up here came flooding back. And I realized there were a ton of firsts growing up here. Some of them are a little bit embarrassing, like my first kiss. Okay, kids, plug your ears. I was at Aurora High School. I was a little shy, grade 9er, really afraid of boys, and a grade 10 boy, Ken Hughes. Does anyone know him? I don't know. You know him? Oh, dear. Ken Hughes was interested to ask me out to this after-school event, and I'd see him coming down the hall, and I'd be running, I'm hiding in the bathroom. And finally, he tracked me down, and we went to this after-school event, and it was at Aurora High School. When the evening is over, we went out to the front lawn to say goodnight, and boom, he pulled me in, and this big, wet French kiss for my first kiss. Oh, I was so disgusted. I think I stayed away from boys from a long time after that. So thanks, Ken, for that first memorable kiss. Another first. The first ever Stemmle Drive is here in Aurora. Stemmle Drive was named years ago. I think it was named after my brother, but now that I'm in the hall, maybe we can split it 50-50. Maybe if I'm round, I'll drive up and put a big K in front of it. K Stemmle Drive, that sounds kind of cool. And sorry for anyone that lives on there, the spelling must be a little bit difficult, but other firsts. I first learned to drive here. So I got my driver's license right on Yonge Street. I don't know if the driver's place is still there, but first learned to drive. And remember when you could get your license and be driving like as soon as you're 16, like 2 days after you're 16, you're there driving down the street by yourself? That is not happening to my children, by the way. So my dad let me use his company car. Check this out, 1978 beige Ford Pinto. You know the kind that if you hit it from behind, it explodes? That was my car. I thought it was so cool. I'd pile all my school friends in. Carrie Hately's here from my high school. We'd pile in. We'd be driving down Yonge Street. We'd have all the arms out the window, simultaneously going up and down so it looked like we were flying. I thought it was the coolest in that Ford Pinto. Oh, yeah. Not so much. I first bought my first house, Moffett Crescent. Does anyone live there? Up by Orchard Heights. That was my first house. And had my first house party. First house party. We were living on Steeplechase over in the Hunters Glen area. I was in grade 12. My parents were going away. I'm going to have a house party. Mom, is it okay if I have a few friends over? Yeah, no problem. My neighbor, Lori Little, went through the whole grade 12 yearbook. I did not know this. She phoned every single person and said, spread the word, Stemmle's having a party at her house. So many people showed up. The house got completely trashed. Everything got wrecked. Guns were pulled out in the driveway. Police came. My parents surprised me the next morning and came home early, and there was a lot of explaining to do. Never again did I have a house party. But anyway, a lot of great memories from being in Aurora. When I left high school, I was off on the national ski team, and the highlight was definitely being in the Olympics. You saw a little bit of us being in Sarajevo, 1984. And the highlight for me was walking in at the opening ceremony. So imagine being in Sarajevo, getting to put on that Canada jacket, which, by the way, is displayed in the hall in a lovely glass case, if anyone gets to visit. It's really cool. It's a really cute jacket. And getting to walk in right in the first row behind Speedskater, Gaetan Boucher, who represent Canada, and walked in. And I've just never had such a special moment and been so proud to be Canadian. I just had this overwhelming pride from being from Canada. And when they announced you're from Canada, the crowd cheers. Everybody loves Canadians. And to this day, I still get so emotional when the anthem is played. You ask my kids, I'm crying all the time. Our dads are in the stands. You saw them pictured with Lauren Green. And just waving at our dads in the stands was just a great moment. The thing that wasn't so great at the Olympics, the suit we had to wear. Now, I don't know how many of you have put on a downhill ski racing suit. It's kind of like a thick bathing suit. We did testing in the wind tunnel, and found out that it's faster to wear nothing underneath the suit. I swear, no long underwear. We called it skin to win. The problem with the Olympics is they made this special suit. Normally we had this red and white or red and yellow or something really Canadian. I brought with me tonight my downhill suit from the Olympics. Picture me on TV, pretty much naked, except wearing this in front of the world. Does that scream Canada? I don't think so. What were they thinking? And yes, it still fits. I'll model it in the bus. Modeling it later in the bus. Come on. It's such a special evening for everyone to be here. I have to thank everyone for coming. I know we've gone on a little bit late. But I have to acknowledge my amazing 3 tables of 10 people. 30 friends and family have come here tonight. Look at them. Oh, here. I love you all. It's not very often that you get to express how you feel about your family and your friends, but I have this moment, and I just wanted to mention not only to my husband, who I did meet at Lisa's cottage, my 3 children who said, "Mommy, you're going to talk about me in your speech, right?" Luke is having the time of his life because he got to sit beside Bobby Orr, who is the most generous man. On my son, I just happened to mention it was my son's 7th birthday years ago. Next thing you know, Bobby's phoning him and saying, "Hey Luke, how you doing? Just want to say happy birthday and have fun at your first," he got to go to a Leaf game, "have fun at your first Leaf game tonight." And so Luke is 10 now, so 3 years ago he called my son, so thank you, Bobby, which by the way, I did not know was coming. My good friend Lisa Savage-Arvey, who was on the video, totally got me. I have surprised her for her 40th and 50th birthday. I walked out into the hall, and I heard somebody say something, Bobby Orr. I'm like, oh yeah, Bobby Orr, I know Bobby. He's standing right in front of me. Lisa arranged the whole surprise, had Bobby come up here. I was in full tears when I saw him. So thank you, Lisa. It means so much, I can't even imagine. And for Bobby to come. Crazy. I've got everything from my high school friend to my cottage friends to my Toronto neighborhood friends. My in-laws, of course, are here. Hi, in-laws. My lovely cousins. My cousin Megan is getting married next summer. And my mom and dad's best friends came all the way down from the cottage. Why pictures? John was in my dad's wedding party. How cool is that? So I just can't even thank everyone enough for being here to support me. And I think this really says a lot about just, I don't know, I think it's just come full circle for me, but having such an amazing group of family friends reminds me of what it's like to be from an amazing town like Aurora, just being involved in all these wonderful activities and seeing just the passion that the town has and the compassion that the town and my friends have. I think it's all come full circle for me. So thank you again, Aurora, to my lovely family and friends. I love you all, and good night.
Karen Stemmle, ladies and gentlemen.